Are we shocked? Are we shocked? Are we shocked about the ladies' decisions for this week's episode? I'm not really shocked. I'm not. But we definitely gonna talk about it, y'all. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Bree. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode recap. And of course, I'm here to discuss Ready to Love, Make a Move, episode 12, titled Making Moves. Oh man, all right, y'all, let's get into it. So we start this episode off with the ladies at the house, giving each other a toast. And they toast to positive decisions and not settling, because y'all know they're about to make their choice. So anyway, the men arrive at the house, and the first couple that we see to go and talk to each other is Charisse and Maurice, and they go to a separate room to talk. So y'all already know the decisions are here, guys. So we're gonna find out if these ladies are gonna make a move or make a move back home, basically. So anyway, Maurice and Charisse, they sit down on a couch, and Charisse asks him, how do you feel about us? So Maurice says, I feel good. And Charisse lets him know that she enjoyed getting to know him during this process, and she feels like they're a good fit. But she does have some reservations. So she says that she needs a man in her life that's going to be there to support her and show up for her. And, Maurice is, listening to her, and he's like, girl, I got you. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right. I know that's right.
I'll be there, essentially is what Maurice is telling Charisse. So she does let him know that the distance does scare her because, again, guys, she lives in Miami and he's in New Orleans. And, he lets her know, what happened in your past is in the past, and, he can't be held, responsible for like what's happened to her. Because as you know, in the last episode, she talked about how she's done long distance with men before and it just never worked out. So that's kind of, what essentially he's saying, and he can't be held to that standard. So anyway, Charisse, she takes it all in, and she says that she has decided that she wants to move forward with him, and she's decided to make a move with him. But she does let him know, in doing so, she does want him to explore Miami with her. So basically, he got to come over there and kind of see her in her element, see how she lives, in order for something to pop off. So she does make that clear. So of course, Maurice is happy, he's smiling, and he says, let's set the city on fire. So he was cool with it, and he does seem relieved that she finally gave him, an answer. And actually, in Maurice's confessional, he says that, he's so relieved and, just relieved about everything. And also in Charisse's confessional, she says that she's relieved to make her final decision, and she's just happy, to make her decision for Maurice. So, of course, they walk out of the room, and, all the ladies are there with their guys and Tamika as well. And then they let them all know that her decision was to stay with Maurice and, make a move and all that good stuff. So, everybody's happy for them. They're giving each other hugs, things like that. So, it was a cute little scene. So, I wasn't too sure about Charisse. I was leaning more, I would say about 80% that she was going to keep Maurice. But then the other part of me was like, well, maybe she's not because of the distance. So I was leaning more towards she was going to keep him. So again, not really shocked about the decision. So anyway, we jump on over to a new scene, and we see Vernisha and Tabari go into that same room and talk, because she about to give her answer. So Vernisha thanks him for being with her during this process, and she feels like she can be silly with him because he kind of brings that side out of her, because I think she said she kind of is a little bit serious. So she can just be silly with him. But she does let Tabari know that the distance scares her because, you know, he wears himself so thin, traveling back and forth between New Orleans and Mississippi, because I believe he has a child. So she's just worried about that, because it's like, if you're wearing yourself thin, traveling between two states, how are we gonna make time for each other? And I'm in Houston. So she does say that she's worried about that. And then she says when they're face to face, he does give her everything, you know, that she wants and needs. But when it comes to the communication, when she's not around him, he gives her like absolutely nothing to hold on to. And she doesn't like how that makes her feel. So she explains all of that to Tabari, and, you know, he's listening. He's just taking this all in. So she says because when basically she's not in his presence, that is like a big problem for her, because, you know, Vernisha likes communication. She wants to be able to talk to her guy, you know, throughout the day. I don't think she means anything as far as, you know, you got to be calling me every minute. Said I think. Hey, come on. But it's kind of like, you're going hours and hours, you're not even checking on me. She got a problem with that. So, you know, I feel her. So anyway, she lets Tabari know that she has decided that she's going back to Houston alone. Yes, y'all, guys. She has decided to not make a move with Tabari, and she actually gonna make that move back on home to Houston. So as soon as Vernisha says that, you know, his face looked so hurt. I can tell he was embarrassed. I don't think he was expecting that answer. I really believe that Tabari was expecting for Vernisha to make the decision to like try something with him, but he was just not cool with this. So, you know, he's taking it all in, and Vernisha says, you know, I wish you well on your journey, and, you know, I wish you the best. And so he does thank her, you know, and he does let her know it's going to take, you know, a little minute for me to process this. So guys, he's just sitting there. He is just like, I feel like it was more embarrassment than anything. And you know how you can't move in the moment, you don't even want to move. That's just how he was. He was just sitting on the couch, like not saying anything, just sitting there. And so, you know, in my opinion, I felt like Vernisha did make the right decision. I don't feel like she was that, I mean, she liked him, but it wasn't enough to, it just wasn't, to me, that go hard for her for this guy. So, and if she's having a problem with the communication, then there's no need to further explain it, because it's not like he was changing anything about it. So yeah, so in her confessional, she says that she's annoyed with him because she's giving him enough time to show her something to communicate more effectively, and he didn't, and she doesn't know why he's all surprised about her answer. And so she's just decided to move in a different direction. So she lets him know that if she were to say yes, it would have meant that, you know, she just doesn't know. So Vernisha walks up out of the room, and Tabari is just still sitting there on the couch. And so Vernisha says that she was hoping he would follow her out of the door, but he's just still sitting in the room, and, you know, I guess he just still hasn't processed what happened. So finally, Tabari gets up and he leaves, and she walks him to the door, and it was just so awkward. And you could tell Vernisha just kind of was like annoyed with him, and yeah, it just was not cute. So after he leaves, you know, Vernisha goes back out to everyone and Tamika. And so Tamika asks Vernisha, you know, what happened? And Vernisha lets everybody know. She says, you know, I couldn't stand to have another failed relationship. And if I were to leave with him, we would not stand the test of time. And I'm choosing me, and I won't settle. So Tamika's like, good for you. And all the women, they're very supportive. They go up and give her a hug and, just saying like you made the right decision for yourself. And I agree. I just don't think that they would be a good match. And she says, I've been giving him time to, step up his communication game and he just wasn't doing it. And so I wasn't feeling it. And I was like, peace out. You know what I'm saying?
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Y'all, let me stop. I'm a mess today. Anyway, next, we jump on over and we see Zadia and Cameron go into the room so that they can have their talk and so that Zadia can make her decision. So y'all already know where I'm about to go because y'all know how I feel about Zadia with this whole Cameron situation. So anyway, let's get into this. So they sit down and Zadia says, we've been going down this road and there's been a lot of ups and downs. And he says, the ups and downs have taken, me personally to a new level. And it's great to see the growth in you. So that's what Cameron tells Zadia, right? So Zadia says she feels like she can be herself with him, and other things that she likes is that anytime she expresses some type of concern, he immediately rises to the occasion. So I'm like, Zadia, what are you talking about? He rises to the occasion. Like, what occasion did he rise to? Let's bring it back to the last date. He didn't... We're not gonna go there. Y'all watch my last recap, episode 11. I had an earful, of what to say about Cameron, about the last date, how he didn't really put in no effort. And then she talking about rise to the occasion. He can't even be honest with you about his true feelings of just not wanting to be with you in that way. I digress, y'all, because I'm gonna go on a tangent. So anyway, she says, one of the things that she has concern about is what will things look like after this, the whole process, and what are his plans and what does he think they should do in terms of where to see how things go. And she's still unsure if that's enough for her. So Cameron says, that's fair. And I told you all of that stuff so that you can make an important decision. So Zadia says, well, I've been giving this a lot of thought and I've decided to make a move with you and you can come to DC to see my city and deepen our connection. Y'all, when she said that, I was like, you know what? Remember I said in my last recap, I was like, maybe Zadia might surprise us. Maybe she might let Cameron go at the end. But no, she still don't get it. Like, what are you talking about? This man has told you what? For the past, 4 or 5 episodes? Girl, I'm all into my work. I'm all into my job. You should go out and still date and meet other people. You just never know, because I can't give you all my time.
I know you don't, but let me tell you, I got to be like a thief in the night in this house every time I want to get some privacy to do my work.
And you still, at the end, going to choose you. When he keeps telling you over and over again, you're just not the one for him. And I'm not trying to be hard on Zadia. I'm a woman. Like, I feel for her. But the thing is that I don't want my girl out here to be looking crazy and getting played on national TV. Like, this man keeps telling you. Anyway, I don't know why I get so annoyed with this. Anyway, because I don't like to see people get played out. And now, whether that be you, a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. I don't want anybody to get hurt, especially when you can see where things are headed. You don't want anyone to get hurt and get played out, especially for the world to see. Like, no, we're not doing that. Anyway, so after she basically, Zadia tells him, I'm basically gonna be with you. I'm keeping you. He smiles and he's like, let's do it. And so, of course, I already told y'all how I felt. So Cameron, y'all already know Cameron's not serious about her. if he was really, really interested, you know, like how that guy Richard was all up on all up on Zadia. That is how Cameron should have been with Zadia the whole time, but he wasn't. And I'm just like, girl, you should have chose Richard like I told you 2 episodes ago. But no, y'all ain't want to listen to me. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. Anyway, I have to make this, you know, finale kind of funny because, yeah, it's just a mess at times. So anyway, they kiss and I think they hug also. And so we see in Cameron's confessional, he says that he's excited, you know, and he felt the connection between them and that they can build something. Of course, I don't believe him when he says that. So anyway, in Zadia's confessional, she says that they found each other for a reason and she's going to go with her heart. And I'm like, Zadia, I don't really know if you know this, but you know, in the Bible, it says the heart is deceitful. You can't always trust it. You really got to hear from the Lord, the Holy Spirit. And when you kept saying like, oh, my head is telling me basically, no, don't get involved, but then my heart, because you're going off of your feelings. And the Lord is trying to tell you, girl, he's not your husband. He's not the one. And I'm not trying to, you know, be negative or anything, but he just isn't. So anyway, they walk out of the room. They tell everybody, you know, Zadia's decision. And, you know, they all give each other hugs. So we see in Charissa's confessional, she says that Zadia's decision to keep Cam does not surprise her and that she's done a lot of compromising throughout the process. And she thinks that Zadia is settling. And of course, y'all already know I totally agree with Charisse on that one. So next, in a new scene, we see Ashley and Don. They go to talk privately in the room. And Ashley lets him know that she has thoroughly enjoyed moments with him. And she's never met anyone like him. So she says that she loves his patience. And she loves the way that he is patient with her. And so she does say that he can be a little hard to work with sometimes, and he definitely has times where he needs to get his words together. And she's the type of woman that needs a man to take charge, and she wants to be, you know, behind a leader when she's with a dude. And she says, however, those are things that they can work on, and it's not really much of, those are things that they can work on, but it's also a concern for her. So she lets him know, with all that being said, I have decided that I'm not ready to just close the door on us yet. So she lets him know that she wants to see where things go between them. And, you know, she's like, well, are you down? And he's like, yeah, I'm down. So what I gather here, basically, she's not gonna not see him anymore. She's just not gonna make a move to New Orleans, but she wants to see where their relationship can go. Can it go serious or should they just be friends? Honestly, I feel like Ashley didn't make the right decision. She should have just cut it off. I think what happened between them, I think Ashley's kind of fallen back on Don. I don't think they would be a good match. And I could be wrong. I don't know. But I don't think that they would be a good match. I don't think she made the right decision. She should have just been like, look, Don, I don't think we're the right match for each other. But we can be great friends. She should have kept that, not leaving a door open to see what the future can hold. You don't want to lead somebody on. And that's just my opinion.
I said what I said. Oh.
So anyway, they hug it out and they come out of the room. They let everyone know that, you know, they decided to grow from their friendship and it's not a goodbye because they're going to travel together and she is going to come back to New Orleans to visit him and just kind of see what happens. So everybody's cool with it. And so Tamika says, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so proud of all of you, and whether you found a new relationship or you're still looking for that special someone, you have all really put yourself out there And this is not a goodbye, but this is a see y'all soon. So she's just saying her goodbyes to everyone, and she lets them know that she loves them, and she leaves. And so the women are just back at house with the guys, and they're just having a good time. So they start partying, they do a cheers, and they all start dancing, things like that. They're just partying, y'all. So we see on the screen a flash, and it says, 3 months later. And so we see kind of a future episode of the reunion and scene. Now, I know y'all didn't think I was going to just leave y'all hanging like that. I got to sing the intro just one good time because the season ended. So let's get it. Oh, yeah, what's it gonna be? Time to make a move, let's find out and see. Make a move, oh, you better make a move. Y'all, I'm a mess. I told y'all I love to play around, but I had to give y'all that intro real quick. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all, that is the end of the finale episode. It ends where it says 3 months later, and we about to head on into this reunion to see the updates and what's been going on in the women's lives, and are they still connected to the guys on the show. So yeah, so overall, I will give this episode, because it went by really fast, it was only a half hour, I would give this episode, I'm gonna give it an 8. To me, the finale wasn't like this spectacular thing. I mean, they were just giving their decisions. It wasn't that big of a deal. Nothing really explosive happened. So I'm just gonna give it an 8. It was cute. It was all right. It wasn't like all that or whatever. So anyway, y'all, that is the end, y'all. That is the season finale. And of course, we are going to recap the reunion and get into that because that looks good. But yeah, y'all, thank you guys so much for sticking in to another episode recap of this show. Thank y'all. I just want to know your opinions. What did you guys think of this week's episode? Please comment below because I really want to know, what did you guys kind of predict as to the girls' decisions? Y'all already know how I feel about Zadia, so I ain't even going to tell you about my opinion with that. With Ashley, I don't feel like she made the right decision. With Renisha, I do feel like she made the right decision. And with Charisse, I guess we'll see what's going on with her and Maurice later, but anyway, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can know whenever I upload a new video. And, again, comment below, tell me your thoughts. And I just thank you guys so much for sticking in with me this season with Ready to Love, Make a Move. But of course, before you go, I'd love to say a prayer over you. And so here it goes. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace and protection. This is my prayer over your life in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, y'all. So I will see you guys later in a new episode recap, and we're going to talk about this reunion. And yeah, bye.